So is it fair for critics to attack Judge Amy Coney Barrett for her Catholic faith? Joining me now to weigh in from the Independent Women's Forum, Dr. Nan Hayworth. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
That's just a couple of the many we've heard over the last week or so. Do you think it's fair?
No, Judge Barrett is a professional, and I know as a medical professional, member of Congress, our key trait is to be objective, to carry out our roles responsibly, irrespective of personal opinions. The Supreme Court has 9 members, all of whom they represent diverse faiths, and none of them are proselytizing for their religion. Their job is to adjudicate constitutionality.
Now let's go ahead and take a listen to a little flashback here from Dianne Feinstein on the Catholic faith.
Yeah.
When you read your speeches, the conclusion one draws is that the dogma lives loudly within you. And that's of concern.
So, as you said, she should be able to separate her religious beliefs that she might have in her personal life versus the job that she's able to do.
Precisely. Right.
Can she do that?
Yes, absolutely. Those who seek to glorify God, I read excerpts from Judge Barrett's 2006 speech at Notre Dame, Professor of the Year, and she said, seek to glorify God in all you do, essentially. That means do your utmost to fulfill your duties responsibly. It does not mean that Justice Barrett, would seek to make constitutional decisions based on her Catholic faith per se.
There's another quote from a guest on another network that says, the Republicans are eager to make this a fight over a religious test. They want to make the Democrats look intolerant. Is that fair?
Well, I think not necessarily, no, but I do think that the way Senator Feinstein posed the question does suggest that she was seeking to apply a religious test, and I think that Democrats should tread very carefully in that regard, because that is a baseless attack on Judge Barrett.
Do you think, though, this argument of religious beliefs in general could end up being something that alienates people from both sides of the aisle?
Yes, I can see it definitely, Jillian, being something that could be quite divisive. And again, there are many Democrats who are people of deep faith who may also find that kind of argument against a potential Supreme Court nominee repugnant.
And this is all hypothetical still at this point, because we don't know what the president is going to do until Monday.
That's right. We don't. Although it does sound as though Judge Barrett is on the very short list.
Very short list, right.
So,
you mentioned Notre Dame. She has quite a history there. She went to Notre Dame, as we know, former Notre Dame professor, clerked for Justice Scalia, as you mentioned, 7th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals. She does have a resume, and it does seem like she's qualified for this position.
She does, and I would expect her to adjudicate based on textualism in the manner of Justice Scalia, who was one of our most distinguished jurists. And I think that it would be very reasonable to expect her to be a brilliant thinker in that regard.
Well, we will see in a matter of days.
Yeah.
And thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Todd?
All right, Jill.